Hey, Sean. In this video, I'm going to walk through how to record and upload a podcast using only your iPhone. I'm sure there's other ways to do it with other phones. We're just not walking through those details here. For our recording, we're going to use the built-in Voice Memos app. But before you record using your Voice Memos app, you need to go into your Settings application. Click on Settings, scroll all the way down until you see Apps at the bottom. Click on that, and then scroll all the way down until you're in the V's and you see the Voice Memos app. Click on Voice Memos, and in the settings for Voice Memos, you'll see audio quality, and make sure it is set to lossless. If you click on that, you can choose from lossless or compressed. Compressed is going to save a little bit of space, but it's going to make your recording sound like you're recording a phone call or something. If you want it to sound this good, you're going to want to set it to lossless. This entire video is being recorded with a voice memo on my iPhone. If I move it away, you don't hear me as well. Speaking of, to get the best quality recording, and this sounds pretty good, you just need to have it close to your mouth without talking into it. The best microphones are along the bottom of your phone. You don't want to be talking directly into it because it can start to be overpowering. And you don't want to be with it on the table or on your knee in front of you. I've tried with it in my pocket and thinking that that would be enough. It just sounds a little distant. I find that speaking very close to it, but not speaking directly into the bottom, gives me the best sounding audio. When you're ready to record, open your Voice Memos app. You will see a record button in the middle at the bottom. And when you are ready to talk, press record and start talking. If you press record and you have a delay, there are ways to edit your recording and to trim things. We're not going to get into those in this. I find it's just easier to be ready to talk when you press record. And at the end, just press record as soon as you're done talking and you'll have a lovely file. Now, the nice thing about the Voice Memos app is you can turn off your phone. You can click to lock your screen and it will keep recording and it'll prevent you from accidentally pressing things. But when you're ready to stop recording, tap the screen. If it's a stop button, you can just click stop and your file is done. If it turned into a pause button because you put your screen to sleep or something like that, just click the pause button. It'll turn into a resume button if you want to resume the recording. Or you can just click done in the bottom right and it'll save your file and you're where you need to be. So the important step now is to save the file because we're going to use a different app to post this file. And your apps are set up in a way where they can't see each other's data. So we have to take this voice memo out of your phone and put it into a different part of your phone that the other app will be able to see. So to do this, first, you'll see that your recording was named something probably relevant to your location. And if you've got other ones, they're probably just your location and numbered. That's not helpful. With an audio file, we can't preview what's inside it. We can only see how long it is. So as you do more and more of these, you're going to have file number 1, file number 2, file number 3 with your address 4, address 5, address 6, whatever that is. That's not helpful. So as soon as you're done recording, click on that file name that it assigned and type in something more descriptive. Type in, it's the story from when we went to Nicaragua. It's the time that you fell on the playground in grade school. Whatever these things are, write that in there because that's going to help you know which file you're looking for later. Next, there's going to be 3 little dots next to the recording after you're all done. Click that and the top option is going to be share. Click share. It's a little square with a little arrow on it, and it's going to bring up probably a familiar dialogue where you could text this file to anyone that you've recently texted. You could email it. You could do these things. But we're going to scroll to the bottom and click Save to Files. And when you click that, it's going to bring up something you may have seen before, you may not have. It's a folder, it'll say on my iPhone or on my phone at the top. And you may see some folders in there that correspond to apps you already have on your phone, but we're going to ignore those and just click Save in this main folder. And it's going to save this file with the name you gave it a minute ago in the Voice Memos app. It's going to save that into your phone's sort of public phone memory. Now we're ready to upload it somewhere. For this, we're going to use the Creators app from Spotify. This is, I swear, not sponsored at all by Spotify. I loved an app called Anchor for a long time, and Spotify bought Anchor, and that's how I got here. But it's free. It's free to upload and host things on here, so that's why I continue to use it, and that's why I'm going to recommend it here. But log into, I'll put the link to the app in the description, but get the Creators app. And the first time you open it, you need to log in or create a login. If you use Spotify for listening to music or podcasts already, you can use that same login to log in as a creator. If you don't use Spotify, you'll have to create a login and verify your email like you do for anything where you make an account. Now, after you've done that, you'll have the option to either start a new podcast or tell it that you already have a podcast. If you already have a podcast, we're not going to walk through how to migrate it on this app. You probably aren't watching this video if you already have a podcast. So we're going to click Start a New Podcast, and it's going to bring up a dialog where you get to name your podcast, upload some artwork for your podcast. You can make this a logo or your picture or a picture of a field. It doesn't matter, but this will be the default artwork for your podcast if somebody finds it, and for any episode that you don't upload an episode-specific image for. This will be like the default podcast image. You can title it. You can pick a category here, which may help if you're trying to get discovered and you want to say, oh, this is a podcast about film and television. You can choose that, but really it doesn't matter. It's not going to affect this if you're just sharing with friends and family. After you've created your podcast, it'll bring you back to your dashboard. And from your dashboard, the bottom right tab says podcast. Click on that and it'll show you all your episodes. You probably have none as you're first getting started. I'm going to show you mine here on the app, so you'll see a bunch of episodes. But regardless of whether you have none or some, at the bottom right of all these tabs is going to be a little plus button. Click that and it'll give you 3 options. Either upload a clip, upload an episode, or something else that doesn't matter. We're going to upload an episode. That middle option is the one we want. And when we click that, it's going to bring up a new window that says Select File. And when you click Select File, it's going to bring back that Files app that we saw a minute ago, and you'll see those folders that correspond to your apps, and you'll see the file that you named in your Voice Memos app. You will see that where you saved it here in this folder. Clicking on it will start the upload. You may have to click it and then click Open or something in the top right, but usually clicking is all you need to do. And you'll see a little progress bar for the upload. This goes pretty quickly because audio files are pretty small. But now you have the option to upload an image specific to this episode, and you get to enter a title. Now, the most important thing with your podcast and its longevity is the description. Don't skip the description because, again, audio files have no way to preview them. So the only thing we can do is describe what's in them, and that's going to help you and your listeners later on say, hey, where was the episode where I talked about that taxi cab, the ride that was just crazy? Where was that? So in your description, say, this was the Minneapolis story. I'm going to talk about the cab rides, how cold it was, what went wrong at the airport, but how it was still a good time and who I went with. That way I can search for all those things later and say like, hey, did I ever talk about Aunt Jenny in the podcast? And I can see in my description, Aunt Jenny. So be as detailed as you can. It's only going to help you later. It is so hard to go back and do this. Do it while it's, fresh in your mind, and you'll be good. Next up, you get to choose whether or not you used explicit language in your podcast. Just yes or no. There's no right or wrong way to podcast. It's up to you. But if you did use explicit language, you need to mark it here. And then paid promotion. And unless you're getting checks from Squarespace to talk about Squarespace in your podcast, you don't need to say yes. Again, if you know that you have paid advertising, you're probably not watching this video. Next, you can select comments allowed or disallowed. That's just within the Spotify platform. It's up to you. It kind of doesn't matter. And then very lastly, the ability to either schedule or publish your podcast. If you click publish, it's going to be live on Spotify for anyone to listen to right away. You're good to go. If you click schedule, you can choose a date and a time. It'll give you a little calendar dialogue, and you can say, oh, I want it to be next Monday at 8:30 in the morning. That's when this will go live. And then after clicking schedule, you need to click save up in the top right. If you haven't scheduled or published, you can still click save in the top right, and it'll save the file and all the descriptions and the image that you uploaded. It'll save all that, and later you can go back into this same bottom right tab, click on the episode, and choose to schedule it or publish it at any point. But that will get your podcast, your recording that you made on your phone, that will get it into Spotify where anyone can listen to it. You can get a share link from this same tab on the bottom right. This does not put your podcast onto Apple Podcasts or Stitcher or any other platform. To do that, you'll need to make a login for Apple Podcasts and link it to your Spotify. We're not going to walk through how to do that in this video, but this will get you a podcast that you recorded that sounds decent on your phone and that anyone can find using a free account on Spotify's platform. That's it. Hopefully this was easy to follow. If you have any issues, please feel free to leave comments and I'll do my best to answer. I know that software is about to change coming up, so hopefully most of this stays pretty relevant. But that's all I got. Have a great day or night or whatever, wherever. See you later. Bye.